Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, I've always opined on this platform that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence, and that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happen for the sake of it. Yesterday, Oscar Sudi made some interesting posts on his official Facebook and Twitter handle. The post was very simple. This is what Oscar Sudi posted. Let me just get it. This is what Oscar Sudi posted. Maximum 2 weeks. Just that simple post. By the time of doing this video, 5,700 people had already commented. 11,000 people had reacted to that video, had reacted to that post, which means the post went viral. Wamushomba, who was with Rigathi Gachagua, responded to this particular post by Oscar Sudi.
Marora, sasa tunataka kuambia huyu mtu anaitwa Oscar Sudi. Wewe Oscar Sudi. Sudi dede teke kwao. Sudi umeandika kwa mitandao wewe. Ukasema ya kwamba ni 2 weeks. Na umeandika saa hii. Nataka wewe Sudi ujue hii Kenya sio yako peke yako. Hiyo maneno munaandika hapa kwa mitandao. Ati munatuona kwa kanisa munaandika 2 weeks. Tunataka utuambie ni 2 weeks. Munataka kufanya nini in 2 weeks? Tunataka kujua. Na momenya idone idoto wale moti tohede ya mau.
Then after that video by Wamushomba emerged, Oscar Sudi made another post. I repeat once again, 2 weeks home. Again, by the time of doing this video, 13,400 people had already commented on that post. 22,000 people had reacted, which means that post also went viral, both on Facebook and on Twitter. I know you are asking me about the 2 weeks. Oscar Sudi was simply leaking William Ruto's plan to impeach Rigathi Gachagua from office in 2 weeks. And just like I keep on telling you, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Before Oscar Sudi made that post, one of our friends here, Kiborek, the Mogotio member of parliament, had also made a similar post. I'm not so sure whether he removed it. Let me just check it. This is what he posted. It will be the most patriotic civic duty in 21st century. What Kiborek was referring to was the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, which means plan to impeach Rigathi Gachagua is now complete. And at the same time, none other than Gladys Boss-Sholei was also very clear about the same impeachment.
I am putting you, Rigathi Gachagua, on notice. You are going to be impeached. I can confirm that to you today. And I shall be in charge of that impeachment myself.
Didmas Baraza also assured Kenyans that Rigathi Gachagua will be impeached by December. And if you want to know that William Ruto is serious about impeaching his deputy, I just need you to focus on one man called Professor Kithure Kindiki. Kithure Kindiki was made Mount Kenya kingpin, and the link to William Ruto. Ideally, those roles are supposed to be performed by none other than the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. As we speak, Professor Kithure Kindiki is actually going around to Mount Kenya, supervising development projects in the mountain, which means the aspect of coordination of government projects is also over him. But something is also very clear. Kindiki has procured the services of bloggers who are previously pro-Uhuru Kenyatta, Pauline Njoroge, Wahome Tuko. And they were sharing something which shocked me. Let me just go to Pauline Njoroge, because Pauline Njoroge is always very credible. Pauline Njoroge is always very credible. There's something she shared. I'm not sure. Let me just check on Twitter. Pauline Njoroge shared something. I can't seem to find it, but hopefully I'll share those infographics. There are some infographics moving around online where Professor Kithure Kindiki, the Deputy President, are being shared. That proves to you that there are plans to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. Whether those plans are going to succeed, I'm not so sure. So in this video, I want us to talk about the impeachment plans against Rigathi Gachagua and whether William Ruto would actually succeed in impeaching Rigathi Gachagua in 2 weeks' time. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a request in this particular video. Please, before you proceed, just press that thumbs up button. And of course, if you can, also just drop your comment by answering this simple question. Do you think William Ruto will succeed in impeaching Rigathi Gachagua? Again, allow me to introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates, and the money will be delivered instantly into your Mpesa account, Airtel Money account, and of course, if you want, directly into your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let us dive in. And I want to jump straight to something which shocked the entire country today. Let me shock you with it. Maybe you've seen it, or maybe you've not seen it. Let me just shock you with it. Let me just get it. Earlier today, Mungatana issued notice of motion on the conduct of His Excellency Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Let me just take you through that notice of motion. Mungatana is the senator for Tana River. That aware that Article 260 of the Constitution of Kenya categorizes the Deputy President as a state officer whose conduct and behavior shall abide by the provisions of Article 75 of the Constitution of Kenya and the General Leadership and Integrity Conduct and Integrity Code for State Officers contained in the Leadership and Integrity Act. Further aware that, pursuant to Article 147 of the Constitution, the holder of the office of the Deputy President is the principal assistant to the President, making the office a symbol of national unity, whose holder must at all time respect, uphold, and safeguard the Constitution, promote and enhance the unity of the nation, and promote respect for diversity of the people and communities of Kenya. Concerned that, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, on several occasions since his assumption of the office of the Deputy President, has made utterances, amongst others, regarding employment opportunities to Kenyans in the public service, allocation of resources to the devolved units, and incitements of a section of Kenyans to disobey lawful directives by some county governments. further concerned that the public utterances made by Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, the Deputy President of Kenya, have marginalized sections of Kenyans, created and continued to heighten tension among different ethnic communities in Kenya, portrays the conduct of Honorable Rigathi Gachagua as being in contravention of the provisions of Article 75 of the Constitution and are against national values and principles of governance espoused in Article 10(2) of the Constitution and demean the high office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Now, therefore, the Senate, pursuant to Standing Order 101, blah, blah, expresses displeasure and disappointment with the conduct of the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya and censures him. Basically, Mungatana has made the move, which is significant. Because remember, the Senate of Kenya has only two roles. The role of the Senate of Kenya is to oversight the counties. The second role of the Senate of Kenya is to impeach the president. If you want to argue with the Constitution, just go and read your Constitution. But a gentleman called Eden Duale later on made another post. And I was talking to someone and he has told me that, you know, Lee, the reason why Eden Duale was removed from the office, from the Ministry of Defense, was because of his link or links to Rigathi Gachagua. And there was a fear that if he continued serving in that office, maybe Rigathi Gachagua was going to have his way. That's why he was removed. But Professor Kithure Kindiki was retained in the interior. This is what Eden Duale has posted in response to Mungatana's statement. Because remember, Eden Duale is a cabinet secretary, which means in this war, he should not be involving himself. One thing we must agree to is Eden Duale was the pioneer majority leader. And therefore, he understands parliament operations. This is what Eden Duale posted. Honorable Mungatana, censure motion is not constitutional, but a debate. A censure motion is basically a motion intended to state that we are not happy with you, or a critic or expression of disapproval of one's conduct. It has no consequences whatsoever. Because what Mungatana is intending to bring before the House is actually a censure motion. Eden Duale is proceeding. A censure motion against the conduct of a deputy president is not provided for anywhere in the Constitution or indeed the standing orders of the National Assembly or the Senate. However, the rules of debate of both houses prohibits discussing the conduct of any state officer whose removal is dependent on the National Assembly or Senate except on a substantive motion. What is the end game? Since a censure motion or even a substantive motion under standing orders would not have any legal effect in terms of removal, should the objective be to remove a state officer where there are grounds, the Constitution already provides elaborate provisions for removal. We are not happy with your conduct, censure motion or substantive motion cannot serve the purpose of impeachment. A substantive motion cannot be used where there are defined constitutional grounds for removal. A censure motion raises questions of contravention of Article 10 and 75 of the Constitution, which cannot be used in an expression of disapproval of conduct motion or indeed substantive motion, whichever is the case. Thank you. Now, if you followed or if you read that post by Eden Duale, something is very clear there. In fact, earlier, he had also made another post to Senator Mugatana. And this is what he said. To Senator Mugatana, read the Constitution. A motion for impeachment of the Deputy President can only originate in the National Assembly pursuant to Article 150 of the Constitution. The motion must be supported by 1/3, which 117 members, and then supported by 233 members of the National Assembly for it to pass. After passage in the National Assembly, it then makes its way to the Senate to be considered as appropriate, including hearing by the Senate or special committee, and thereafter the Senate will vote on the charges. If supported by 2/3 of all members of the Senate, the person shall stand impeached. The Senate cannot therefore initiate the motion. To note is that also a member of the Assembly can initiate the process. Free advice as a former majority leader. So in short, Eden Duale is telling Mugatana that whatever is trying to engage in is a waste of Kenyans' time. So either they decide to pursue impeachment, but not censure motion. But in my view, the move to impeach Rigathi Gachagua is actually intended to achieve the following objectives. Number one, it's very difficult to impeach a deputy president, especially someone like Rigathi Gachagua, who enjoys the support of the mountain. Because what Rigathi Gachagua has done, he has gone to the ground. It's very difficult. But the proponents of the impeachment are looking at the timing. They believe this is the right time to initiate that impeachment motion. They believe it can succeed. There's enough time to deal with the aftermath and others. So because of the timing, they believe that they can impeach Rigathi Gachagua now. Number two is about the 2027 politics. Rigathi Gachagua has already fallen out with William Ruto. We were alive when William Ruto sustained attacks against Uhuru Kenyatta, who was the deputy president, using state resources. Ruto would not want Rigathi to do the same. He would not want Rigathi Gachagua to do the same. Which means they must deal with him now. Now is the time. Number three, I also believe that all this thing is actually intended to divert the attention of the country from real issues affecting Kenyans. This Adani deal is something William Ruto and the government would want to disappear. They would want Kenyans to focus on other unnecessary things. The moment this bill will be brought before the Senate, I want you to note this. The Adani deal will be moving very fast. Public participation here and there, trying to fix ABCD, being moved in parliament without Kenyans noticing. Because our MPs shall have been paid by Adani. And lastly, they also believe that there is a goodwill between ODM and UDA party. And the fact that majority of Mount Kenya MPs are now against Rigathi Gachagua being the deputy president, the truth is, the intention now is use the moment now to remove him and then deal with the consequences later. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.